The purpose of this video is to demonstrate how to set up a form and sequence in ConvertKit. So the first thing that I always do is actually create my sequence. So you'll go into ConvertKit and go into Sequences, create a sequence, and then title it whatever you're going to title it. For this purposes, I'll just call it Test Sequence. And then when you get inside the sequence, it has a whole bunch of settings and things like that. And we don't so much need to pay attention to those before creating the form. We just need the actual sequence to be here. So I'm just going to click Save All, and I'm going to go over to my forms because I'm ready to create my form. So I'm going to click Create Form, and you can do either a landing page or a form. For our purposes, we've been doing forms embedded on a website, so we're going to grab that. Then you have three different form options. You have this one is called minimal, this is the full template, and this is the naked template. And I'm going to go ahead and grab the naked template since it's the one that we work with the majority of the time. Now each of these forms, you have the option of going through and customizing to an extent within ConvertKit. The way that you do that is there's this little styling wand up here by the Save button. You click on it, and it'll show you the options that are available for this particular form to customize within ConvertKit. You can change the text color, the accent color, which doesn't appear within the naked form, and you can change the button color. But for our purposes, I'll just leave everything as is. But if you want to change the button color, for example, you just go in here and you paste in the hex code for that particular feature that you're adjusting. And then you just click OK, and then you want to save after every change that you've done. The most important aspects that we need to set up on the form are on the back end of the page. So the content is where you adjust the way the form looks. Then we go back into settings, and this is where we get more specific with the form. So right now, the first thing that we want to do is title this form. So I'm going to call it Test Form for Demonstration to coincide with the test sequence that I've created. And then it's going to ask you, what do you want to do with this form? Is it just a form that you're going to embed on your site, or is it a page that ConvertKit needs to host for you? Most people do just a form that they're going to embed on their site. Some people will do the landing page. This coincides more with people that are doing in the process of building a website, or they don't have a website and just want to be building their mailing list. And then so for the majority of the purposes for you, you're going to say just a form to embed on your site. So then you're going to go down to what should happen when a visitor subscribes. Do we want to show a success message, or do we want to redirect to another page? And what this means is once somebody puts in their name and their email address and they click submit, what's going to happen? Is the form going to disappear and display this message, or are we going to redirect to another page? And for your purposes, we've got the almost there page, so we want people to redirect to another page. So we'd put in your welcome page URL right here. Almost there. Okay, and so the last part that we want to set within the main settings is the sequence, and this is why we go through and we create the sequence first. So we're going to go through and we're going to create the test sequence, or we're going to grab the test sequence. And what that is it basically says when somebody fills out this form, they're going to automatically go on that sequence. And we want to make this sequence mandatory for all new subscribers. This checkbox right here, add existing subscribers to the sequence, this is important, and you can hover over and it'll tell you a little more about these. But basically, this is most important if you've already got a form that's accepting people and you're wanting to add people to a new sequence. So this would be altering an existing form. But since this is a brand new form and we don't have anybody that has signed up through it yet, we don't need to worry about that just yet. So before switching pages, I always save the form. You never know what'll happen with the refresh or something like that. So I always just save to be on the safe side. So moving on to the incentive email. Now within ConvertKit, you have the option to send an opt-in confirmation email, or you can have people opted into your list automatically, meaning if they sign up with their name and email address, click submit. They don't have to do anything else to stay on your, or to get on your list, or ConvertKit can send them a welcome email having them click on something to confirm. So for your purposes, that's how we've got this set up. So we're going to send the incentive and double opt-in email just to show you if you uncheck this box, all of this other stuff goes away because it's not needed. So the email is going to come from Eleni and elenihope.net. The subject, we can change that to be whatever we would like it to be. On a couple of your sequences, it's like, thank you, welcome, the purpose of the emails. And then for the message, you can change the message above and below this confirmation button, but you can't move the button. So you can make this email longer or shorter, but again, you can't move the button. So you can customize text above and below, and you can also customize the text within the email or within the button here. You don't have to leave it saying confirm your subscription. And then we choose what's going to happen when somebody clicks this button. They either need to go to a thank you page, which can be on your site, or we can have them download an incentive of some kind. And I'll just show you what it looks like when you click on that. If you click on that, it asks you to upload a file, so a free workbook or something like that. You can actually have it so that when they confirm their subscription, they can download their freebie immediately rather than getting another email within the sequence, but it's all up to you how you would like to set it up. So for now, we'll just leave it at the thank you page. So this is all we need to worry about setting up for the incentive email. And then we're done. This is all we need to do within ConvertKit to get this form set. So what we would do is grab this form, and then we want to grab the raw HTML because that's what works best with Squarespace. So you click on it, and it's going to automatically select all the text. We're going to grab that, and we're going to take it over to ConvertKit and drop it into a code block over here. So for our purposes, I'm going to use the test pages that I've been working with so that I don't mess up anything on the rest of your site. So I'm going to come over here, and I want to create a new page within this section, and I'm going to call it video test for now. And I'm going to start editing. And so I'm just going to drop this in really quickly right here. The important thing to note is that when you're doing any kind of coding or embedding any scripts or anything of that nature in Squarespace, you won't be able to see what they're actually going to look like within Squarespace if you're logged in. So whenever I'm doing a site, I always like to have the live version next to the version I'm editing within Squarespace, so that I can quickly go over and see what the new form is going to look like. So right now the form's not on there because I didn't actually click save. Oh, it is down here. It's all the way down at the bottom. So that's the form within the page, and then if we have any styling adjustments that we'd want to do, things like that, we can go through and do that then. But that is how to create a form and start your sequence and put it onto your website. Just really quickly, there's a couple more things I want to demonstrate for sequences. So for this sequence, we created the test sequence, but we didn't actually do anything with it just yet. It's just here. So let me go into test sequence, and I want to demonstrate a couple of things. So we always want to make sure when we're done creating the form, we go back and customize the sequence. And by all means, if you want to go through and set up a sequence from start to finish before creating the form, you are more than welcome to do that. So when you first create a sequence, ConvertKit always does this. It's kind of annoying, and there's been suggestions to make it go away, but every time you create a new sequence, there's going to be this long series of emails here. For my purposes, I tend to not need them. So what I do is I grab the very bottom email and then scroll back up to the top, and then I just delete the email. Tell it, yes, I want to delete, and I just keep deleting. And what's nice about starting at the bottom is that it pulls up from the bottom, and you don't have to keep clicking on the additional messages. So for this sequence, I'll leave it as a 3 email sequence. That sounds good. Now this email, the introduction content right here, that's actually the email subject. So if I change this, then the email subject will change on the top left over here. And it also tells me if this is a draft email or if it's published. So for this one, I want to publish it, and I'm going to delay sending by 0 days. And what that means is that people are going to get this email immediately after subscription. If you leave this at 1 day, they're not going to get their subscription confirmation or freebies or anything you might put within this initial email for a day after signing up. So we want to make sure that we put this in at 0 days. And then for each corresponding message after that, you want to make sure that you change your subject. If you don't set a message to published, that email will not send. So if you go through and you create your sequence and you have all the emails set the way that you like, but you don't publish them, and you have your form where people can actually sign up, people will be signing up, but they won't receive those sequence emails unless you publish them. Now, once you publish them, they will get sent back out, but it's best to make sure that you have them set as published when you're ready to start allowing people to sign up on your page. So then once that's done, you would go through and then you just want to test your sequence. So for me, I don't have this sequence published just yet. So let me publish the first email. The rest of the emails don't so much matter. But I'll go through and I'll do a test really quick. And for this one, we've got it redirecting to the Almost There page, which is working really nicely. You can put all of your customization within there. And then we'll have within my email, we should have a confirmation email. It should be coming soon. Okay, so that email is here. And you click on that, your custom template that you have set up will appear. So that's something to keep in mind. But then basically you go through and confirm your subscription and say, yes, I want to be here. And then the thank you page will load whatever we've directed somebody to. So they're going to go to LanieHope.net/thank-you. And there's no page here at the moment. It could be /thanks or something like that. But then on the other side of things, that first email within the sequence will be coming through. So this is the test sequence on the custom template that automatically happens. So that is how to set up your forms and sequences within ConvertKit, and how to embed a form on your website. So if you have any questions about how to address specific forms, please reference the other videos in this guide. Thanks.